Well, what's up guys? This is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and we're out doing a little maintenance on our trails today. Before we get too far into this though, I want to say a huge thank you to Exmark Lawnmowers, the makers of professional mowing equipment, for sponsoring today's video. And apparently Bear wanted to come along.
Hey Bear.
So we live on a wooded property that's about 110 acres and it's mostly all timber. And I have spent a lot of time over the years making trails for a lot of different reasons, but we're gonna do a little mowing on the trails today. I would be out here on a tractor with a brush hog, but I'll show you why we're not in just a little bit. But let's get some mowing done to open up some trails. My family likes to get out here and spend some time outside since we're all kind of stuck at home lately. So as you can see, this is a little trail that comes down through the timber. This is a trail that I had a good friend of mine bring a bulldozer out and push in, several years ago. We're on the very back side of my property. This is our boundary fence with our neighbor, and they've got cows on that side. This used to be timber on the other side of the fence over there, but we had no access back here for probably, I don't know, 20 years. It was only just walk-in access. But we pushed a road down through here with that bulldozer, and then now we're able to get here and mow this trail and kind of keep it cleaned up. And as you can see, this isn't really a great trail for bringing a tractor back in, but we can at least keep a fire break in here because I do like to burn my side of the property. However, my neighbor would not be happy if I burned all of his grass off in the wintertime when the grass was dead. But trails like this on the very back side of my property give us access to so much more of this land that we otherwise really couldn't get to. So I like to keep these roads like this nice and clean. So I told you guys that I was going to explain to you why I wasn't using my tractor and my brush hog, and I'm using this Exmark mower to mow the trails. Well, so in Oklahoma we call this a brush hog. Brush hog's a brand. Some people call it a shredder, some people call it just a tractor mower. But there's mine, my 7-foot mower that goes behind my John Deere tractor, okay? This is why I'm not using it. So that's the stump jumper that should be under the bottom of my mower. Here's the blades, okay? Well, last fall we broke the main shaft. I was literally just mowing the side of my driveway and I heard a crash and a rumble and looked back, and that was laying next to my driveway. Seems like something that shouldn't be that big of a problem, but when I contacted the company about fixing it, about 1,500 bucks. So that's one good reason why today we're using the Exmark mower to clean up these trails. So let's go get back to work. Now this little trail right here, I want to make special mention of. So as you can see, there's a food plot out here. We do a lot of deer hunting and turkey hunting and things out in this field. And this is a trail that I built through the timber probably 2 years or so ago. And I'll just tell you this, deer and turkeys, especially turkeys, can be very lazy. they're like water sometimes. They'll take the path of least resistance. So if I can make an area like a trail like this that goes up through the timber, and then I'll come in and I'll plant in the fall wheat and oats and things like what we've got growing right now. These are basically oats that I'm mowing down with a little bit of wheat and some other food plot mixtures in here. But I'll make these trails so I give the deer and the turkeys something to feed on and a nice easy path. So in the fall, this will just be like a little green trail through the timber. And like I said, deer and especially turkeys can be really lazy, so they're more likely to take a path like this versus going through something like that. They don't want to, you know, they may go and nibble off the leaves of that tree and stuff, but as far as a trail goes, if I can give them, you know, kind of like the Wizard of Oz, the yellow brick road to come right down into the field where we're hunting, then I know I'm increasing the chances of my kids or myself or a friend being able to harvest a deer. So I'm not going to come out here and I'm not going to mow this entire food plot down, but I want to show you something. So it's a spring. It's kind of late spring right now. The turkeys have gone to nest. They've probably already hatched out their eggs. A young turkey poult cannot walk through that 3 feet tall grass very well. So what will happen, we're going to mow some trails. I'm not dropping the deck all the way down. I keep the deck nice and high. I'm not trying to make a well manicured lawn here, but I'm giving those young turkeys a nice trail to go into. And if they have a predator come after them, or a bird or a hawk or something, they can dart off into that. But check out this food plot. So we planted this last fall. Look how nice and green it is. And the clover is blooming. We got lots of red clover blooms. And this is probably, about a 4-acre field. And it's just full of clover and all kinds of good stuff. So this trail right here is very important to me. I try to keep it well clean, keep the trees off of it, because if a tree falls down across the trail, the deer and the turkeys will go a totally different direction. So where I live here in Oklahoma, we're in what's called the Cross Timbers region. Now, you know, as the song goes, it's Oklahoma where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. Well, I'm not exactly on the plains. The Cross Timbers region is just south of the Great Plains. But most of the area where I live didn't used to be quite so much timber. It's a well-known fact that the Native Americans used fire to control vegetation. The Native Americans would use fire to burn off old grasslands, and then that would bring in the bison. The bison would provide food for the Native Americans. Well, a lot of Oklahoma did not look like this. So I use fire as a tool to control brush and weeds and just all kinds of nastiness on my property. So as you can see over here, this area gets so thick that you really can't even walk through it. Now, I came in several years ago and built this trail. It's one of my favorite little trails on the property because this leads down. It's kind of up on a hill on a ridge, leads down, and it falls off into a real nice bottom food plot that I plant where Emily has killed a couple deer. But we use fire, and I need places where I can put in good fire breaks, because if I've got a 50-acre block of timber, it's hard for 1 or 2 people to safely burn that much land alone. You need a whole crew to come in to do that for safety purposes. So I like to come in, build little trails like this. Yeah, it's great for the wildlife, but it's really, really good fire break. So I'll mow it short like this. I'll blow all the leaves out of there, and then I can burn, say, 5 or 10 acres safely and not have to worry about that fire getting away and burning all of my property at once. And I don't, I said earlier that I live on about 110 acres. I don't want to burn the whole thing every year. I don't want to push all of the wildlife out, but like say these 2 blocks of timber, I may burn this one year and then rotate and burn this side the next year, and that gives just a lot of different vegetation growth at different stages for all of the wildlife. Well, I've been off out in the timber working for the last couple hours, and I noticed it was kind of getting dark, and as you can see, the clouds are moving in. May not pick it up on camera, but I hear a roll of thunder. And we've got some severe weather possibilities this afternoon. They're calling for large hail, possibility of tornadoes. As we said, we live in Oklahoma, so welcome to Oklahoma weather. But in conclusion, I just want to say, we spend a lot of time, or I spend a lot of time, taking care of my property. I live really close to a national park, and national parks are just incredible, beautiful places that our country has set aside so people can go and enjoy. But I know that I'm extremely blessed. I'm extremely fortunate to live on a huge piece of property like this, and I feel it's my responsibility to take care of it and maintain it. So we do a lot of things for the wildlife. We do all of our food plots. We cut all these trails in. We keep all these trails clean. We make things as good as we can for the animals, because we do enjoy hunting and we enjoy fishing and all that stuff, but we enjoy watching nature. And as I said, we live close to a national park. A lot of people go enjoy those national parks because they don't have a place that they can really enjoy of their own. And I'm very fortunate, I'm very blessed to have this place. And it's nice to be able, I'm not gonna lie, it's nice to be able to get these trails mowed and to be able to get out with the family in the evenings after supper and go for a walk and have these trails that look just, you know, almost like a national park walking through the woods. And when it's mowed nice and clean and neat, and we've got all the limbs and sticks out of the way, first off, we're a lot less likely to step on a snake, but we can ease through the woods and we can see the deer and we can see the turkeys and we can see, unfortunately, the wild hogs, the feral pigs, and lots of things that if we were just out stomping around the woods, we might miss. And we do use these trails for recreation with ATVs and the side-by-sides and all that stuff. I love getting out and enjoying my property, and having a piece of equipment like this to be able to get out and make this place look its best just makes me happy. I want to say a huge thank you to Exmark, the makers of professional lawn mowing equipment, for sponsoring today's video and helping us make our place beautiful. So for more content like this and all kinds of backyard lifestyle content, from outdoor cooking, lawn care, outdoor projects, small gardening projects, be sure to visit exmark.com/backyard. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for me, guys. I need to get back to the house because we do have a storm on the way. I'm starting to get text messages from friends saying, hey, turn on the weather, watch what's going on. But guys, got a lot of work done today. I've got a lot more trails that need to be mowed, but as you can see, we're able to get out here, do a lot of work, get a lot of things done, make our place just look the way I feel like it should. And yeah, so guys, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.